Well, it was a night of spreading awareness and coming together as more than 90 volunteers here in Torrance headed into the streets. For the fourth consecutive year, Family Promise South Bay hosted the 2017 annual homeless count that happens during the same time across Los Angeles County, a partnership between the South Bay Coalition and the Los Angeles Homeless Services Authority to help end homelessness. Volunteers started the night with training on what to look for before they canvass the streets to ensure their count is accurate. Within 3 hours, 20 teams finished the count. Officials say the number of volunteers nearly doubled this year. Participants were grouped into teams that covered 650 road miles and 4,400 foot miles in the city. Some drove around neighborhoods looking for people that may be visibly homeless or living without any shelter. Nick Rasmussen, executive director of Family Promise South Bay, says the count brings the community together towards a unified goal. For another year, Mayor Patrick Fury, city employees, and Torrance police officers spent the night participating as well.
We want to fix the problem rather than put a Band-Aid on it. We want to actually get down to the root problem and see if we can't eradicate it. And right now, it's really finally come to fruition. The city of Los Angeles had a tax measure. There's a county measure coming forward for taxing, so that facilities and treatments will be available for homeless people. It's very expensive, and regional city governments just can't afford it. But when we look to the county government for their assistance, things will be a lot easier to handle.
Volunteers drove through parking lots to look for vehicular homelessness that officials say is the largest unsheltered homeless population in the South Bay. Some information they looked for included the type of homelessness and where they were identified. Volunteer Marchette Brackett was assigned to the neighborhood where she lives in.
The main questions that they asked us was to think of or look for places or think of places that where I would go if I found myself in a homeless situation, and which actually kind of opened my eyes to considering things that I wouldn't have normally considered and seeing why people who are living in homelessness would pick certain areas.
It was nice kind of feeling like I was helping out and feeling like I was making a difference and helping count the homeless, even though there weren't too many that we counted in our area, but it was still really nice.
Officials confirmed that for another year, 100% of Torrance was accounted for. The data collected now goes to the Los Angeles Homeless Services Authority and then to USC, where more data is collected. Eventually, information will go to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, or HUD, and Congress will look to implement laws to battle homelessness.